Hey man, Austin St. John. I played Jason, the original Red Ranger, in the '93 TV series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Today I wanted to do a segment on smoking. Not smoking crack, not smoking cigarettes, but smoking meat. I have two roughly 10 to 12 pound pork butts. Don't go there. I know where you're going. Don't go there. It's not like that. Don't make it awkward. I'm gonna take them, spice them a little bit different. I'm kind of doing a Latin themed smoke, so I'm prepping it a good 24 hours in advance so that the meat really has time to suck up all the spices and just be amazing. So for this one, what I'm gonna do is garlic jalapeno and chipotle spice. On this one, I'm gonna do a carne asada with a chili lime spice. But the lime, it opens up the pores of the meat so that all of your spices can sink in and you get flavor. I've got things like a baster here. I have an injector. It looks like a medieval torture device, but I love it. I'm gonna start just with the spice. This is a garlic jalapeno. It's gonna give it some kick. So I'm gonna lay this stuff on, let it pat its way in here. Typically, I would take like the lime and I would squeeze it first. I'm not gonna do that on this one because this already has some of that in it. I will lime this one first so that it opens up. It really doesn't matter how you do it, man. It really doesn't. Because if you're cooking it slow, you're not losing all the fluid anyway. So I kind of pat some of the spices into it. I want the spices to sit and be absorbed by the meat. And then I'm gonna grab the second one. So this is a chipotle roasted garlic. I'm gonna add this in here. This will add a whole nother round of flavor. I don't know if you're into chipotle spices, and not chipotle the burrito shop, but chipotle the pepper. And see what you guys think of this one. Let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna come over here, work on this one. Really what makes it go faster is salt. So the more salt something has, the more it's gonna be pulled into the meat, pull the flavor with it. Move over to the next one. I'll spice the top of that bad boy. Other guys will do it top and bottom. I just like to give it a minute because once I put it on, if I flip it immediately, half the spice falls off and I don't want my spice to fall off. Grab this bad boy, throw the lime over the top. And one of the coolest things I learned from a chef was to sit here and slap a blade on, because if you squeeze it like this, it goes everywhere, it gets all over your hand. But if I can slap a blade in here and I squeeze, now I get a nice little line so that I can get my juices to go exactly where I want them to go, instead of squirting all over the place and getting your neighbor in the eye, and people don't like it. This will help let it settle. On this one, you're gonna see me put the lime on first. And I'll give it a minute, because that's gonna let things open up, and then we'll work on spices. So a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I don't know, is that a song? It's probably a song. No, I'm not a chef. I just watch YouTube. I'm no pro. This one, I'm gonna do kind of a chili lime. So all right, let me grab the other half of this bad boy. All right, and then carne asada, which is a spice I'm gonna use on this one, pre-made. Get it away from the edges and just start packing it in there. That's why I'm doing this so far in advance, so the meat really has time to pull it in deep, so that the flavor gets into the meat. And I'll put a little extra sea salt on top of this one. Sea salt always. Don't use table salt ever. Not only is it worse for you, but it doesn't taste anywhere as good as a good sea salt or Himalayan salt. So I'll throw this on. Get a good layer on there. Press that in. Stays. And then I'm going to add my chili lime flavor. And the smells right now from all these spices is absolutely awesome. I love this stuff. Now because I've got all of the juice on this one, I'm gonna flip this one first, spice the other side, and then come back to this bad boy. And these bad boys, these are bone in. So when you're cooking, you have to be really careful with your temperatures, because if you set your thermometer in there and you put it up against the bone, it's always going to read lower than the actual true reading on the rest of the meat. So you want to find the fattest place or the thickest portion of whatever it is you're going to do to insert your thermometer, so you really are getting true readings. And you have to be cognizant of where the bones are so you don't mess that up. So I did the other side with the carne asada hit first. This time I'm going to do the chili lime first. I forgot my lime. It'll just help different flavors absorb at different rates. You can do it same way, different way. There's really no crazy method to my madness per se. I just like to enjoy it and try new things, and that's kind of my point. So I'm no Rachel Ray or who's the other guy, Iron Chef or Fire Chef, those guys. I'm sure they'd be sitting there right now yelling at me right before I stuck a knife in their throat. But until then, it'd be great fun. So here we go. Lime stuff. Got chili lime. Got a little carne asada spice. Try to keep it on the table. Never successful. Keep trying. It goes everywhere. So you can see already here where the spices are already being pulled into the top. And this is where I will turn around now and I'll add the sea salt, literally and figuratively. And this I'll do because the salt is gonna help absorb the juices and just suck it right into the meat. Now I'm back over here. I will flip this bad boy, throw all these extra spices that are on the plate underneath it so that they pick up. And again, I've got the fat layer. This one, I'm gonna run my salt first because the fat will pull the salt in really quick. Slightly different things for each one to see how the meat pulls everything in. And also this fat layer here is nowhere near as thick as this one. So I've got the salt in, take the other half of my lime directing arrow. And a lot of times I'll leave even these pieces that I've already done because the humidity will add to the smoke, which will slow down the rate that all these things go, and it makes it amazing. So again, I'll do the spices in opposite direction on the other side of the plate. Sometimes you can take a little bite of one side or another, not even knowing it, and get different flavors, and I like that. I want things to change and taste different. I like the different explosions of flavor depending on what it is. And when you get it all cut up and on a plate, you don't really know. So it's kind of a little bit of a surprise, and I found that with people love it. They take bites from one end and they never know they're getting a bite from another end in the same bit, and they're like, wow, you know, there's so many flavors here, and that's why I do it. So press those bad boys in, get the jalapeno in here. My little ones probably won't eat this one so much. They will destroy that one, which leaves me with the one I like. So that's kind of the pre-prep. And tomorrow, I'm gonna lay these bad boys out. I'll probably get the grill up somewhere between 240 and 280, which on these will make for probably a 3 to 4 hour smoke, and just let them go. Maybe I think tomorrow I'll do a mesquite wood because it gives it that dry kind of, you did it out in the desert on the campfire taste. Part 2, when we come back for this bad boy, will be time to smoke it, watch it, keep it basted, add the flavors, guard the temperatures, make sure they don't skyrocket. Got questions, shoot me something, you can teach me something, email me, austinstjohn911@gmail. Love to know what you do. Show me your jam, man. You got a YouTube video? I'd love to look at it. Send me your information, all right? Peace. I got a mess to clean up. Think they would notice if I licked the floor?
Yeah, you have a mess to clean up.
So, she speaks.